Hi, I would like to share with you a tip that has helped make my cupboards and spaces a lot easier to clean and keep tidy and organized. And I'd also like to show you what I've been doing to make the most of what I have. But first I'd like to give you an explanation or an introduction. Making these kind of videos is a new thing for me. I've been sharing things that have been helpful for me for about the last 9 years on my mum's blog, Encouragement for Busy Mums. So sharing videos is not really any different from that, just another way of doing that. A few years ago I was friends with somebody on Facebook, and she would share a lot of things about how she lived frugally and about her faith and just different tips and things that she found helpful. And I always found it really encouraging and inspiring to read the things that she shared. But then she decided to only have close friends on her Facebook, and since I wasn't one of them, I was deleted off. And so I can't see what she shares anymore, and I really missed it. And so my hope with sharing these videos is that they will inspire or encourage somebody else, just like that person, what they shared encouraged and inspired me. So, and I love to have glimpses into other people's lives and to see what they do and what they find helpful, and we can all learn from each other. So that's the reason why I want to share these videos. I enjoy the challenge of frugal living and finding ways to stretch money and to make the most of what I have. So I would like to share my tips and the ways that I do that. The main way I do that is by being creative and make the most of what I have or what I've been given. And I hope that it will give you some inspiration or motivation to make the most of what you have. I also find keeping a whole house in order a very difficult challenge and very overwhelming, so I would like to share tips and tricks that I've found to help keep our house simple and easy to clean and easy to tidy. And just keep in mind that making videos is a very good motivation for me to tidy and clean and organize. So if my cupboards are clean and tidy and organized, it's probably not always like that. I would also like to share simple and easy recipes like the lazy wife's dinner that I shared last week. And next time I'm hoping to share my favorite butter chicken recipe, which is super simple and really easy and yummy. I would also like to share any parenting tips that I find helpful, any music or sermons or movies. I'm a little bit hesitant to share movies because most movies have something I don't like, and we all have different convictions and different things we do and don't like. But I'm going to anyway in the hope that maybe something I share will help or encourage somebody else. Now, back to what I'm going to share today. A long time ago I found a book in the library, and it was full of tips on how to keep your house clean and tidy and organized. And one tip that I learned, which I've been doing ever since, but I'm still learning new ways to apply that in my house, and it can be used in all different ways, but that is to keep things contained. So I'm going to take you around my house and show you some ways that I use this tip. And then I will show you what I've been doing in the last week to make the most of what I have. I think the pantry was the first place that I started using containers, and I have two here for spices and herbs. It's very handy if you want something, you can just grab the whole thing down. Most of them fit in there. I used to just have them all out, and yeah, if you wanted to clean in there you had to grab everything out one by one. And then up in the next shelf I have some other herbs in there and spices, and in this one I have all the food colouring and the sprinkles and things like that. And then in my pantry, I actually only just thought of doing this the other day when I saw somebody else do it on a video. I've started putting my oils, and this is apple cider vinegar and malt vinegar, in a container like this, and I put a napkin down the bottom, and then it helps the oil not to get everywhere all through the cupboard, so you can just pull it out. And I have one here for tin foil and baking paper and little bags. And then up here I have one for medicines. Here I have one for sweets, for lollies and treats. And then here I have one for snacks. Up there I have a container for pasta and rice. And there I have one for dry ingredients that don't fit in my jars. I just stick them up there. And down here I have a container that I put my ice cream containers and my other storage containers. And down here I have another container that I just stick any extra ingredients, or there's jellies and puddings. And another tip that I saw the other day is to stick your onions in a container too, and then they don't drop everything everywhere. And in the bathroom drawers I have some containers as well, one for toothpaste and things like that, one for shavers, and one for hairdressing things. And I have one down there as well for hair accessories and brushes. And one in the linen cupboard with different bits and pieces, and another one there with other medicines that I don't use as often. And in our coffee table drawer I have a container for colouring in books and other books like that, and one for crowns, one for stickers, and there should be one for coloured pencils right there, but it's not. And in this little storage cupboard I have extra shoes and clothes and a few other bits and pieces as well. And in our bedroom I use storage containers to put our shoes in. You can push them out of the way. I have two other containers under our bed with photos and photo books as well. Under Joseph's bed we have a tub of Duplo, another tub of some building stuff that he has. He has one tub of clothes, one tub of Lego, and then one other tub with his own special things in there. Keeps it all nice and tidy. Under Lydia's bed I have 3 containers there. Well, the basket is for some of her clothes, and then a container of books, and then a container of blocks and animals. And one more on top of the fridge we have a container for hats, and I think that's most of them. Today's challenge is to find out how to use up this food that we're given. There's a whole lot of pears and a whole lot of little apples and some quinces and whatever that thing is. This is apple slice. I made an apple slice and a quince and apple crumble and some apple mousse. Last week I had a bit of an accident with my handbag. I had a little bottle of perfume that somebody gave me once, and it was in my handbag, and I was out shopping and I got out of my car and slammed the door shut and realized my bag was caught in the door, and I didn't think anything of it, but later I put my hand in my bag and got cut glass, and I realized my perfume bottle had smashed inside my bag, so it ruined my bag and my wallet, or my purse as we call it in New Zealand. And so I tried airing my bag out for a few days, but it still stunk so strongly that I had to get a new bag as well as a new wallet. So I brought a new wallet, or a new purse, so I brought a brand new one of those, but I didn't want to buy a brand new bag as well in the same week. So I thought I'd have a look around our little op shops. We live in a small town and there are 2 small op shops, and they are really, really cheap. And so I went to the first one, and they only had a few bags there, and none were the right colour or the right kind of ones I wanted, and I'm kind of fussy anyway, because I usually just have one handbag that goes with everything. But I went to the second one, and there was one there that I really liked, and it was about maybe $6, and it looked pretty good condition. When I got home I did find out one of the straps was a little bit broken, but I was able to fix it by sewing, so hopefully it will last a while. I would also like to show you some of the books that I've found at little op shops probably over the last few years. But one time I found this book, which was one of my favourite children's Bible books, and it's got one for each day of the year. But anyway, I found this at an op shop. It looked pretty much brand new, and they just gave it to me. But it's got really nice pictures and stories. I often read this at breakfast time. And then the other day I had this Bible. I can't remember if it was hardcover or not, but anyway, it was all falling apart, and I was cleaning out a drawer that had it in it, so I put it out in the recycling bin. And later on in the day I was having a look at our op shop at one of them, and I found the exact same Bible, brand new, for only $1, and it's hardcover, and it hardly looks like it's even been touched. But I quite like this one as well, more simple one. And then this is another one I found one time. I didn't see till after I came out of the shop that it says his first Bible, but Lydia uses it. She can't read yet, so it doesn't matter. And this one I found not long ago, which I think they just gave me this one as well. So it's got one for every day of the year too, and Easter eggs. This one, they're just short stories with little pictures. And quite a long time ago I found this one, which is little devotionals on the Proverbs, which I really like because I love the Proverbs, and it's good to find ways that you can teach it to your children that's really simple. And then this one I actually found when I was up with my parents in Taranaki. I went to a little op shop up there, and I found this one, which is also about the Proverbs. It's a little picture book based on different Proverbs. And this is another one I found ages ago too. It's a picture book about Florence Nightingale, which is quite a good little book. So you can find really neat things sometimes if you have a look. And one last thing I would like to share is a Christian movie that I found on YouTube some time back, and it's a nice family movie. It's an old-fashioned one, and it's the story behind the old hymn, The Love of God, and it's quite a nice story. I'll show you just a little bit of it.
Are we all here? Good. Let's pray.
About the financial need. Theodore's working. Colleen saves money. What can we do?
We could sell Liberty bonds. That's what President Wilson does when he needs money.
That people won't even buy them.
The children help the father write the song or find the words to the song. And this little boy is trying to figure out what loving God means and whether he loves God himself or not.
His erring child, he reconciled and pardoned from his sin. When years of time shall pass away.
But I quite enjoyed the video, and it's one I would let my children watch too. It's a nice family one.